Hello and welcome to another episode. Today we are doing a get ready with me whilst doing a Q&A. So I put on my Instagram story a couple of days ago a question box, and I've picked a few of the questions to go through today. We've got a mixture of personal life stuff, a mixture of how me and Simon met, my favourite exercises for glutes, plans for the rest of the year, so on and so forth. So a whole different bunch of things and education and tips for fat loss as well. So stick with me, and at the end you will know my favourite glute exercises, my top 3 tips for losing body fat as a female, and about my personal life. So now today I'm going to do my makeup whilst we go through this, because I know that you guys love watching my makeup. Now today we're going to do a different kind of makeup because we are actually going to be doing a little bit of sunbathing today, because I've not been out in the sun for a couple of weeks, which is why I look so pale, because normally our Saturday afternoons we have an hour by the pool. It's our chill out time, but we haven't done that for the last 2 weeks because we've been looking at property. So today we are doing that. It's much needed. So I'm not going to put too much makeup on today, just going to go for a real natural look because I don't want to be lying by the pool with sweaty mess makeup. Now, I have a little tip before I go on to my Q&A things. What I actually have that I do when I do like my no makeup days is my base, rather than like using a skin tint or something, I actually just use my normal moisturiser, and I have a darker shade of foundation. I don't know if I can find it because I've mixed it in already, but it's just, oh here we go, like a really much darker than what I would normally use shade of foundation. And I just put a little bit of it in with the moisturiser, and then on it goes. So it keeps my skin really nice and moisturised, adds a nice little golden glow. And it's the Maybelline or Rimmel, whichever it is, like 30-hour stay one. So once it's set, it's pretty set. But I like just having breathable skin if I'm going to be going out in the sun for a long, well, not for a long time, but you know what I mean. Anyway, first question, let's get into it. What are your plans for the rest of the year? So we have quite a lot coming up. We are in Dubai now, which is where we live. We're here until mid-October, and then we're coming back to the UK first, and we will be in Manchester at some point because we are doing a training session with Oscar, who is the GOAT at training form and technique. So we're going to go and see him in Manchester and do a couple of training sessions with him. I think I've got 2 sessions with him, and Simon's got 2 sessions with him as well. So I'm going to be questioning him on get me wham legs. So we're doing that. Then we'll be in the south of France. So we're going to the south of France mid towards the end of October for a coaching conference. And then we'll be coming back to Dubai. My mum's actually coming to Dubai in October as well, so that's exciting. And then we'll be here until December. And then we are travelling to Holland, I think, in December, because Simon's doing bodybuilding show. And then we'll be home for, well, home in the UK in December as well. So yeah, quite a lot on. I personally have got a few photo shoots planned. I've got one booked in the UK. I'll probably do another one in the UK, and then a couple out here as well. So I'm currently training for, well, I want to get a little bit leaner, but I'm not like specifically on a cut as such yet. I'm just mindful more so of what I'm eating so that we can slowly like chip away at things. So yeah, they are our plans for the rest of the year. This, by the way, that I used for my by Ellie Brow Shape, the absolute GOAT. You need it in your life. It is the best. So I use that every single day, and it is like sweat proof, waterproof, like the whole shebang, like it's not moving. I'm just going to put a little bit of concealer on because I had a shit night's sleep last night. Like I normally sleep really well, But last night I was like, you know when you have dreams that just like jump from one thing to another and make absolutely zero sense at all? That was basically me last night. I woke up this morning and I'm like, what the fuck's even going on? Anyway, next question. My skincare routine. Now, I am really sorry that this is absolutely diabolical because my skincare routine is pretty much non-existent. I use makeup remover wipes to take my makeup off, and then I actually just use, and I know that like people are going to look at this and be like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Like, I just use Body Shop coconut moisturizer that's like body butter. I just use that on my face. It seems to be doing a pretty good job, so we stick with that. So my skincare routine is pretty much non-existent. Like, I don't even know what toning is. You know, when you use like a toner, I genuinely don't even know what a toner is. Sometimes I'll use like a little exfoliator. I'm talking maybe like twice a year. But other than that, it's literally just makeup remover wipe, give your face a decent wash, and then normal moisturiser on. I'm terrible, aren't I? Okay. So now we need to be less pale, so I'm going to add a little bit of bronzer. So yeah, I do apologise for my skincare routine, but do you know, I firmly believe that one of the biggest things that influences skin is hydration. Hydration and good food. Like, I drink 4 litres of water every single day. I eat whole foods a good 90% of the time, 80% sometimes, but we'll go with 90. So that, I think, is what keeps my skin good. That, and obviously a bit of Botox on the forehead as well. Okay, so 3 biggest bits of advice for women losing weight. Right, well, there's more than 3 definitely, but I'll give you 3 for today. Number 1, without a shadow of a doubt, scales. And I think that you should weigh yourself. I don't think you should bury your head in the sand to it. It's having a neutral stance on scale weight. So not letting it affect you, not letting it rule your emotions, because otherwise it will do you over. But you have to learn that you can't control it. Otherwise it will drive you insane. You know, like if you've got your check-in or your weigh-in like the next day and you're like, oh, I'll be happy if I've lost X amount, or oh, I weighed 68 kilos last week, so I'll be happy if it says 67, and then you get on the scales and it says 68.1 and you have a fucking meltdown. That is the biggest thing that holds women back on their fitness journey, categorically, without a shadow of a doubt. So you have to use it as a single tool of measurement and understand that fat loss is not linear. Weight loss is not linear, scale weight loss is not linear, but fat loss is. If you are consistent, you will consistently lose body fat, but that doesn't mean it's going to consistently show like that on the scales. So you just have to ask yourself the honest question, you know, each week, am I actually doing what I need to do, or am I kidding myself? And if the answer is actually yes, I am doing what I need to do, then you don't need to worry about it. It will come down and you will get the result. So that, without a shadow of a doubt, the biggest thing that holds women back is their reaction to the scale weight. And also thinking that I'm not losing weight because I'm putting muscle on. Putting muscle on is incredibly slow. So yes, it can have something to do with it, but if in 6 months you've not lost any scale weight, you're not losing body fat, right? Putting muscle on is a lot slower than what it is losing body fat. Next one is, oh, okay. I wrote that down because I'm going to forget it otherwise, because it's so important. Decide. Number 2 on the list of important tips when it comes to fat loss is you need to decide. Now, what I mean by that is you have to make a decision on what it is that you want, be crystal clear on that, and stick to it. Because what is so common is wanting the outcome but not wanting to do what's necessary to get the outcome. I want to lose weight, but I don't want to track my food, weigh my food, be bothered when I go out to eat. I don't want to not have to give this up. I don't want to have to stop having my frappuccinos. I don't decide, right? Do you want to be in shape, looking better, feeling better, having more confidence, wearing what you want? Or do you want to continue the way that you are? You don't have to give everything up that you love, of course not. But you do have to make an element of sacrifice to get to where you want to be. When you're at maintenance, you can be more flexible. But to get to where you want to be, you have to decide. So where people stay in this kind of like no man's land, it's almost like if you look at it in any other scenario in life, look at it where you've decided you're in a relationship you're not happy in. You've been thinking about leaving for a long time. You decide to leave, and that's it. You've left. You move on with your life and things start to get better. If you stay in this kind of, I'm going to leave, but then I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to leave, and then you wonder why it's a whole big shit show. It's the same with your fat loss, right? You need to decide what it is that you want, and you need to do the actionable things to get you there. Otherwise, you'll stay stuck in this no man's land of, I'm going to the gym, I'm eating well, I'm putting my time in, I'm putting my effort in, but I'm not getting anywhere. That is why you need to make a decision. And then the last one is just enjoy it. Women put so much pressure on themselves with fat loss, and it can be so much like, oh, I need to sort my shit out, and oh, I've just got to do this, and oh, I've just got to be excited about it. It should be fun. You are going to be feeling better. You're going to have more confidence. You can wear what you want. You're going to have better sex. All of those things. It's all things to be excited about. Yes, there's going to be challenges. Yes, there's going to be elements of it that's going to be hard. But we shouldn't be not enjoying the process, because the aim of starting the process in the first place is to make your life better and to make you happier, right? So don't forget that. Next one is the best excuse you've ever heard. Anyway, we'll go on to that. Eyebrows. I use this pencil. Now, obviously, I've brushed my eyebrows up with the little glue, and I am lightly going to fill them in, because you see, like, I have these little gap here. That was because I was headbutted by a horse. Genuinely, I am not making this shit up. Ages ago, on my 16th birthday, so I have a little scar here, so there's no hair. So I will just lightly fill in under here and a little bit here, just to kind of make things just better, right? Now, I need to look in the actual mirror here because I can't see what I'm doing. Best excuse, without a shadow of a doubt, and I've heard this a couple of times. Oh, Georgia, I have not been able to go to the gym all week this week because I had my Botox done. Don't say that to someone that has Botox, like, just don't. Yes, for 24 hours after you've had your Botox, you need to not be showering, doing shitloads of cardio, going on sunbeds. But a week, don't take the piss, right? You can still train as normal. I just have mine done on my rest day, and then I just go to the gym the normal the next day. It's fine. Wow, that's a bit of a block. It's because I'm trying to look in two different things at the same time. Let's blend that out a little bit because we look a little extreme there. That's better. So I don't want it to look like my eyebrows. That looks a bit too perfect. Not saying that's like blowing smoke up my eye. I'm saying that because I wanted it to look more natural. But that's how I do my eyebrows, like, every day when I do like a normal full face of makeup. But I wanted it to be a bit more natural looking today. But hey ho, is what it is. Now I have a lazy eye this side, so you can see how my eyebrow this side is not as tall as this one, not as arched. So I do have to kind of like lift it up a little bit here, just to, not too much. I accept the fact I've got a bit of a wonky face, but just to kind of match it in a little bit more with that side. That'll do. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. Now, so yeah, so yeah, Botox is probably the funniest excuse I've had. And then as well, heat wave. It's too hot. Now, I get it if your gym's genuinely got no aircon, but the majority of gyms nowadays do have aircon, and the coldest place in the planet, on the planet at that particular time when you're having a heat wave, is probably the gym. So I obviously know this from being a personal trainer and a gym manager for many, many years, that the gym is, I used to go into work sometimes when it was hot heat waves so that I could actually just be in the aircon. So those kind of things don't wash with me. A little bit of blusher. Oh, this one, okay. I've missed one out. How did you... Oh, let's do this one first. Best exercises for glutes. So you need to be making sure you're hitting all 3 areas of your glutes. Bit of highlighter here, by the way. So with this, it's a case of you need to have a lunge, some sort of hip hinge or thrust movement, whatever you want to call it, and then something for the outer glute, so an abduction. So my 3 favourite are hip thrust or glute drive. Use a hip thrust or glute drive machine. And then lunges. My favourite is walking lunges, barbell walking lunges, or you can do Bulgarian split squats, single leg step ups. You need to get a full range of movement so you get a good stretch on the glutes, like no half reps. And then abductor. And the abduction machine is just the best. You can do it with cables and you can do it with bands, but it's never going to be as effective as doing it with a machine. But you need to be making sure, because the glute's got 3 different muscles. So you've got the top, the outer, and the middle bit, basically. So you need to make sure the middle bit is like the big meaty bit. You need to hit all 3 areas, because one's going to build like peachness, one's going to build the outside bit, so when you can see that nice shape from the outside, and one's going to build the top bit, so you're going to have that nice kind of like shelf. So all 3 areas of the glute need to hit in every glute session. If, by the way, if you want my glute, I've got a free workout. It's a glute guide. It's my own workout with full video demos. If you want that, just send me a message on Instagram with the word glutes and I'll send it over to you. Okay, next one. How did you and Simon meet? Okay, so I don't want to draw this story out too long, but essentially Simon, I used to have a cake making business as well. So Simon actually ordered a cheesecake from me for after one of his photo shoots before we met. I had no idea who he was. And he turned up at my house to pick it up and I was like, he's all right. Fully thinking that he'd message me when he got home, and he didn't. So I was like, okay. Then I bumped into him he came to the gym that I was working at, which obviously he did on purpose. And we got speaking from there. I basically invited myself on a date with him. He was like, oh, I'm going to go and train at Ultraflex at the weekend. And I was like, oh, cool, how come? Just fully invited myself. And then the poor sod's been stuck with me ever since. So, yeah, that's essentially it. And that was 5.5 years ago. So then we went and trained at Ultraflex. Then we had I think our second date was I think it was Ultraflex again, to be honest. And then we went to Nando's, like so typical. But yeah, after we'd spent the first day together, that was it. We were literally like joined at the hip, inseparable. And he has been stuck with his little goblin ever since. Now, I have an issue with my eyelashes, right? Because I put my falsies on, which I do quite a lot, and I put far too much glue on them, and I was like, oh, it's fine. And then it's actually like, I've actually got like a bold patch in here, so that's fine. We'll just go with it. You know, it's like, we'll make a trend out of it. You know, when people at school used to have a slit in their eyebrow. Well, I'm going to do that with my eyelashes instead. So normally I do wear my false eyelashes, but today we're just going to go for the natural look. Where is my little lip liner? Oh, I cannot find it. It's because I move everything around, you know, so I could put my camera on here. And now, oh, here it is. I put it underneath my... Should really sharpen this, but it's too much effort. Can't talk and do this at the same time. So I am normally a lippy girl. I love putting lipstick on. But today I'm not going to do that because I can't be bothered. So well, that's not the look we're going for. A little bit of liner, a tiny bit of gloss. that will do. Now I'm just going to put some little loose curls in my hair. Let's put my earrings in. Today's leg day at the gym today. Anyway, we've got another question. Last one. What are your hobbies outside of the gym? Now, I am very different when it comes to my hobbies because it's like one extreme to the other. So I love, my favourite thing in the world outside of the gym, and this probably sounds like really sad, I just love going for a coffee with Simon. Like, it's just my absolute favourite thing. Just going and having a little coffee, watching the world go by, having a little chat. I just love it. Like, it's genuinely my favourite thing. Obviously, it's better if it involves cake as well, but can't do that every single time. So I love doing that. I love going for food, like nice restaurants. I'm a bit of a food snob, to be honest, so I do really like, I don't mean like expensive necessarily, but just nice food. Like, I don't like shit food. So I love going for nice restaurants, but then I'm just like an active person. So anything that is doing things, so like jet skiing, wake surfing, paddle boarding, like dune buggies. I mean, I'd like to go camel riding, but I think my likelihood of getting Simon on a camel is probably pretty slim, to be honest. But I do genuinely love the gym. The gym for me is also my hobby. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not always like super motivated to go to the gym, but I do genuinely love it, and it is like part of my social life as well, because a lot of our friends train. So although I train on my own most of the time, I just prefer training on my own, but a lot of our friends are at the gym, so we see them. Sometimes we'll go to different gyms and train as well, so we see like different friends and stuff. So that is like part of my social life as well. So yeah, a mixture of going out for nice food, a nice coffee, and then adrenaline stuff is what I'm all about. I'm not putting too much effort into this, by the way, because I am going to go to the gym. But yes, I do my makeup and make an effort to go to the gym, because I don't care what anyone says, it makes me train better. If I go to the gym and I'm feeling like a fucking little gremlin, I don't like it. So I do like to make a little bit of an effort. I don't always like curl my hair and stuff, but I do like to make a little bit of an effort to go to the gym, because then if I'm like hanging out of my arse on my hack squat looking like a goblin, at least I'm not an ugly goblin. You know? Oh. My hair needs washing. Excuse me. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to have breakfast, which is my oats, as always. And then I'll be off to the gym to do Saturday today. So always a big leg day on a Saturday. I love it. And there we have it. So yeah, don't forget, if you want my glute guide, which is like my own workout, full video demonstrations of everything, just message me on Instagram, word glutes, to my DMs, and I'll send it straight over to you. And of course, as always, any questions, my inbox is always open. And I'll speak to you soon. Oh, thank you for coming. I nearly forgot to say, I'm not so good at doing this. Please like and subscribe. It'd be so appreciated.